Hello TV1 Australia, this is Two Queens and a King. Welcome to our pilot episode. Our mission of this show is to bring you closer to the people, events, and places not only here in Australia but around the world. We will be featuring untapped talents in Australia and around the world, bring you to events that haven't been unheard of and places that haven't been visited. But of course, I am your king right here, and I need to bring two of my queens. The first queen is our reigning Mrs. Universe Australasia 2020, Tutsi Aceron.
Hi.
Hello, Tutsi. Good afternoon.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Jojo Sebastian.
Hello. Now you've met one king and a queen, and of course, we're gonna introduce now the queen of all queens, the queen that brought MS Entertainment here in Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mary Rose Salubre.
Hello, King and a Queen. How are we
Hello,
doing today?
Mary Rose.
Looking good today.
Aren't you guys excited to be in front of our viewers now here in TV1 Australia to bring our show Two Queens and a King?
Isn't it a fantastic title?
Well,
Don't you think?
correct. It's a very fantastic title. And you know, our mission is to also bring people, events, and places here in front of the camera. So what can you say about that, Tutsi?
Well, it's fabulous, really. This is amazing idea. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Thank you. Okay, now you have to get to know us, your hosts. So what we're gonna do is give each other's questions just to be give a little bit more in depth of the host. Tutsi, so when did you arrive in Australia?
The year is 1996.
And in saying so, what brought you to the pageantry or the world of pageantry?
The first thing, of course, is charity, doing charity, helping the people in need. Everyone knows that I'm to that. That's my legacy. So, and of course, to inspire others as well.
Okay, so you mentioned charity. So what charity do you normally, what charity do you support?
I do, I love children. So when there are parents who ask me for help to help their kids, I'm really more than happy to help them. So I do raise funds for them with these children, and of course we have like sponsors who helps us. So that's good. Yeah.
Excellent. Have you, as of late, there are a lot of things happening in this world, especially this pandemic. How do you find time to actually go out in the community and still help?
You know what? COVID is not going to stop me from anything that, I'm willing to do and I've always wanted to do. So COVID is actually, it's a blessing in disguise for me. I know it's not for everyone, but it is for me because I know that this is the time that I can help a lot of people.
Excellent. And then, is there any charity in particular that you can give a shout out to that you support?
The charity is, of course, the Panlasang Pinoy charity that they've been helping. Yeah, that's in Kogra, Panlasang Pinoy Kogra. Yes, so they've been helping the people that's been sponsoring me to help these people.
Excellent. A queen with a great heart, even if in this time of the pandemic. Tutsi Aceron.
Wonderful. Oh my God, isn't it, guys, fantastic? So Jojo, and Tutsi, you remember our first behind the scene of the Two Queens and a King.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna do that as well, aside from this professionals. I think this is all about telling the people that even though we're in our 40s, but we still want people to be empowered, to be inspired by us. 40s, but you're looking like 20s. What do you think? Isn't that a good concept?
It is a good concept. I think empowering people does not have any age. So as long as you're able to empower and bring that person to assist that person and inspire that person, I think it's a great way of doing this. And thank you so much for actually including us in your endeavor to empower people.
You know what? I thought of myself that this is going to be, because this is also vlogging. It's not just a TV show. Wherever we are globally, as what we mentioned earlier, we're going to go and conquer the world, I think. But with these two co-hosts up here, I think it's going to be a pillar. It's a tripod. I thought of a tripod, but I think Two Queens and a King is much better.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm so excited about you, Jojo, because you are, I call it, everybody loves you.
Yeah. I love
This
him.
guy is so famous that all the women in the community are just wanting Jojo. And you know what? You are a jack of all trades. Tell me, you are not just a nurse, but you actually do and help the doctor to operate. I've seen your photos. You showed me some. You operated a brain. Tell me, when did you start? When did you visualize that you can actually do this?
Well, actually, I wanted to become a nurse in a very young age. However, there's a lot of factors that made me not realize that dream. However, in 2010, after leaving the military, I've chosen to get that endeavor and pursue nursing here in Australia. And I graduated in 2013, and I picked to be in the operating theater because it's something that I would like to pursue. And at the moment, I work in assisted surgeons in the operating theaters.
Fantastic. Yeah. And to see you posting as well in Facebook, I believe that you migrated in Hawaii. Could you please tell us about that and how did you end up in Australia?
Well, in Hawaii, that's where my family migrated from the Philippines, and that's where my grandfather and everyone basically in the Philippines migrated to. However, I got to Australia by it's either Australia or England, so I pick Australia because there's a lot of things here waiting for me from Hawaii. So when I settled here in Australia, at first I just wanted to study, but I fell in love with Australia, and Australia became a second home to me. So I decided to settle here.
You know what? You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
So another question is, you're not just from the army to being a nurse to you actually done some painting. Yeah. You're also a host, which is the Australian Golden Sash Host of the Year twice in a row. Aside from that, you're a singer. What else that you can't do, Jojo?
Well, one thing I wish I could give birth, but I cannot. That's one thing that I cannot.
It might happen in the future.
Well, in hindsight, there's always a passion of mine is always to help out the kids who are vulnerable, and one of these days I will hope to adopt. So that's one thing, yeah. And I think that's one thing that I could never forgive myself if I don't try. I want to be a parent. Wow. I want to be a parent. I love children, and I want to be able to give someone the chance to build their future so that they have a better chance of living life.
It's not too late. You can adopt me if you want. I have a last question for you. Being jack of all trades, you're actually an iconic to the community. You're inspirational. What message would you like to give to the young ones? Because especially nowadays, it's pandemic, and people are so, you gotta have this strong mindset. What message would you like to imply to the others out there?
First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your kind words. But I always cringe when I hear those compliment, if I may say. Thank you so much. For the kids that are wanting to pursue what I'm pursuing, I would like for you to I would like to say is don't be afraid to actually be yourself. Being yourself is first and foremost what will bring you to what you want to become. And if you cannot realize that, there's a lot of resources and support system that you can use to actually ensure that you are supported. Okay, your family and the government and all other things out there. And I would like to say that you can do it. Okay, so it could not be quickly, but one of these days it will be achieved. Because my dream to become a host and whatnot was kind of like, I'm a late bloomer. I started hosting at about age of 38, so that's a good thing.
Fantastic.
All right, thank you.
Well done.
All right, Tutsi, now it's your turn now to introduce interview our beautiful
Mary. Beautiful sash sister queen, Mary Rose Salubre. So Mary Rose, I want to ask, aside from doing all these, what else you're going to do for this year, 2021? I know you're doing best dress, today's best dress, accent. Is there anything else that we're expecting from you?
Well, aside from the TV show, I'm also in the real estate, trying to empower a lot of women out there to be able to be independent themselves. You don't need to rely on any other men, actually. Empowering, women's empowering. We are going to launch a few things in this coming months. There's a lot of projects, and my team are so there to support all the time.
Yeah.
And of course,
We-
both of you,
of course,
the community
we're
are
here
just
for
so
you.
been so amazing. Facebook is amazing, but there's a lot of things coming up that people doesn't know. I don't know if we're going to snippets, but I'm trying to create, and my partner as well, Vicky, we're trying to create Millionaires
Empire.
Alliance. So I'm going to be the ambassador for that. And what I'm trying to do with Vicky is we're going to get in all the women who are actually millionaires, but you just don't have to be a millionaire. To those one that are not millionaires, we want to empower them to be one of us.
That's
You
one
know
good
what?
vision.
That is a vision.
Yeah, that's very good.
Proving that you can be also a millionaire by working very hard and being with people who has the same dynamic
Mindset,
attitude,
yeah.
mindset, wavelength. Those are the things that we need to teach the women out there, that we can be someone, whoever you want it to
Wow.
be. So yeah,
You're
aside
amazing. You're gonna
my-
be very, very busy, huh?
Oh, we're going to
Yeah.
Manila's Best Dress as well, which is
Yeah.
happening. Going to Europe for the Mrs. Classic
Yeah.
Universe. There's Singapore.
It's a lot.
There's going to be fashion shows. There's a lot of
Yeah, but
events.
Sissy, how are you gonna juggle your work between work and family? How are you gonna do that?
I wouldn't even think
like
about
a
it
superwoman.
now. It's just going to happen. So
Okay.
I think that's what it's all about. Being a superwoman, Wonder Woman. We can all do it together as a team.
Very well said. Thank you.
All right, now you've got the chance to meet all your hosts of the Two Queens and a King. We'll pause for this and we'll be right back with our show, with our first guest. Hello guys, welcome back to Two Queens and a King here at TV1 Australia. Like mentioned earlier, we would like to feature very interesting people here in our show. And for our first guest, Mary Rose, would you like to do the honors of introducing our first ever guest here at Two Queens and a King?
OMG, the most awaited part. As mentioned earlier, we have our beautiful queen here, Suzanne Turner. She was first got into the Miss Australasia official 2014, and now she is the Mrs. Universe Australia finalist for 2021. Oh my God, I can't believe that she has 8 kids and 11 grandkids. You must find out how good she is, and she's intensely getting involved with the missing people in Australia. She advocates for that, and I think she's done a fantastic job. Let's welcome again Suzanne Turner.
Wow. Hi, Suzanne.
How are you, sweetheart?
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, so Suzanne, Sue, if I may call you Sue, I will thank you for giving us the opportunity to feature you on our first episode of Two Queens and a King. We have a set of questions for you so that our audience can get to know you. Okay? Would you like to do the first one?
Sure. The first one will be, tell us about your advocacy and what you're most passionate about.
My advocacy is actually about missing persons, so crimes against humanity. So my profile for this venture is to actually help parents, families, mums, dads, everybody to be able to bring closure to those who are missing.
Fantastic.
So in connection to that, you're well known in the community, and such a beautiful advocacy. What got you into pageantry, and how long have you been in pageantry?
Okay, so I'll start off with letting you know how long I've been in pageantry. I started pageantry when I was 7. My mum was actually a beauty queen.
Yeah.
So in tow was the little 7-year-old that used to go along with her, and I just decided one day I wanted to be like my mum. So that was the reason behind starting pageantry. Another reason being is that I wanted to do what my mother used to do, and that was work for many different charities. And she advocated for charities around Australia, not only Australia, but internationally as well. So that brought me to my actual platform in working with children and other people around the world that needed the help that they needed.
What a beautiful role model for you, and now you're being a role model around, not only for your kids, but around the community. Tucci, would you like to ask the third question?
How are you, Sue?
Hi, how are you?
So beautiful.
Thank you. So are you?
Thank you. My question is, I heard that you're going to be a Mrs. Universe Australia finalist for 2021. So if you became a Mrs. Universe Australia 2021, what are the people will expect from you?
People expect a lot from me. Basically, as a community ambassador, I'm working for my country as it is. I'm working for other people around the world. It will bring light, and I will share a lot of my knowledge to help others out. So in advance, saying that we have a lot of people that are, not able to contribute, themselves because they are pretty much lost. So with me being the type of person that I am, that my advocacy and reaching out to others so that I can help them, be the person that they need to be able to bring light to themselves.
Wow, very well said, Sue.
Yes. And also being an ambassador for this, I've seen you in your posting on Facebook that you help them to search these missing people. How intense would you go for this?
I'm actually working on a university level, and I'm working with Louise Stedding. So Louise Stedding is actually a police profiler. So she's the one who actually helps the police in policing, in helping with the detectives for missing persons. So in saying that, she's brought me in on her team, and now I'm working with her in, bringing the much needed attention that we need, to follow through with this. It's a very serious case, and that there are 38,000 people that are missing in Australia every year. 2,600 of those people do actually end up being missing and never found. So, in actual fact, it's people like myself that, build these platforms with our pages in social media that actually reach out to the public, and we get answers that way.
Yeah. Sorry, I have one more thing to wrap it up. So the number is so big with these missing people. What do you think is the biggest catalyst for this? Why there are so many missing people out there? What's the reason for this?
I wish we knew.
Drugs could be?
Look, you know what? There's a whole variety of reasons to why people go missing. Like the first instinct that the police will come across, or the detectives, they'll go, oh, look, it's just a runaway child. Oh, well, okay, maybe, but not everybody is a runaway child. We've actually done statistics in looking back, for many years, like even 50 years, and we have noticed that a lot of people actually go missing in around, bus stations, train stations, young women that, catch these transports, to be able to, go to their jobs, or, they don't have a license. So what else are they going to do? They're going to catch transport. And a very evil mind up here will actually stalk out those areas. And we have found a number of our cases have actually come from that. So yeah, give and take. Absolutely. Yeah.
Such a huge endeavor, and I know it's a good platform that you're actually helping that part of our community to highlight them and ensure that people know about them, not only through social media but through pageantry as well.
But
That's
so
good.
what are most ages of these people?
Oh, a variety of ages, and it's not only women. I shouldn't have said women. I actually should say children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say
Elderly,
There's
even.
20,000 children in Australia that go missing a year.
But why? What's with the children? Are they going to be
Pedophilia, pedophiles, people who are basically, looking for something to do other than, mischief making, let's go and source out some poor child and, take them away. But there's something I would like to disclose, and that we actually have a problem with Department of Community Services, as they were known, that they are known facts. We actually have an endeavour to find out why children actually go missing and having their birth certificate changed.
Wow.
Why?
To that extent.
And to that extent, and also trafficking of children. It's not only here in Australia.
That's
it is
everywhere.
worldwide, like the Philippines.
Yes.
I mean, we
think
know
that's the
that
most-
for a fact.
That's the
It is
biggest
problem, yeah. But we're also
Child
looking at
trafficking.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Well, the thing is, Australia is not a big population, and knowing that we are actually in a good hand when you think about it, the only thing that I can think of why people would act this way is when they're desperate. Desperate people does desperate things. But we have all the facilities, and we have like the high security, and I don't understand why going to this extent.
No, I think
How are we going to solve this problem
no.
soon?
I think in just connection with that, so before you answer that question, I think it's a matter, it's unknown at the moment, like Sue mentioned, and that's what we're trying to get to. The causes of it, but before we tackle the causes, I know Sue has a lot of things to tackle the causes, but there's also a lot of problems that they encounter in looking for the ones that are already missing. Am I correct?
Correct, yes, absolutely, absolutely. See, with the policing, that we also have a problem with when the first missing person that goes missing, you know, they say within the next 24 hours. Well, within 24 hours, I mean, anyone could go missing. You know,
Correct.
it's very, very easy to slip through, you know, the grid. And what we've been trying to advocate for is to change that.
Act instantly.
Okay? Right, yeah. So what we're looking at is basically changing the idea with the forces to, if any of you have anyone that goes missing, go to the police, do not wait. It is vital that you get that information out there as soon as you know. Don't sit there and say, oh, it's tea time, my husband hasn't turned up. Oh,
Yes.
it's tea time, my 13-year-old daughter
But
hasn't
isn't
turned
it when you
up.
ring the police station, they say we have to wait.
That's
We have to wait for so many hours
it's
before
24,
they act.
but
It's changed.
that's has it changed? Sue?
Legislation has changed.
Legislation has changed.
Yeah,
We
it has
have
changed
worked
long time
very,
ago,
very
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
So it's within the first 12 hours.
Beautiful.
But
That's
if
still
you're
12
a
hours. Anything is
child-
happening in 12 hours.
Oh yes, absolutely. But it's better than the 42 hours that they
Yeah,
set the
that
rate
is
on in the
pathetic.
beginning.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great advocacy, and it's a great thing that legislature is also being changed because of your the way you drive this advocacy. Do you have any advice on the families that have lost someone and continuing to actually look for them? Do you have anything to tell them and inspire them?
Well, we do have a web page, and if you go to Murders in Australia or Missing Persons in Australia, which is my pages that I've actually set up as a profile for my advocacy, you can actually go on and we will set up our website. We actually have a missing persons website. Now, instead of going to the police, you actually can go onto that website and you can actually ask people like myself questions as to how we can go about looking for a missing person.
So there's a way for them to ask assistance besides the government,
Correct.
like
Correct.
people with experience such as you.
Because the very first thing that what happens
Yeah.
when someone goes missing, it's panic mode.
Yeah, you know, it's such a beautiful thing. You know, I know that we can continually talk about this topic, and you know what? Like I mentioned earlier, Sue is a very beautiful person, a very inspiring person, and with her advocacy, I know she'll go places, and she don't intend to stop there, but she will continue to ensure that everyone is attended and looked for. Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yes,
Be-
we have some surprise for you.
So-
we want you to pose as you are cover of magazine as a Jedi Queen cover magazine. So
That's
with
too easy for
three,
Sue.
three poses. So if you don't mind, you can please start
Yeah.
right now.
So-
If you want to stand up, it's fine. If you want to stay in your seat, it's fine. But it's better if you stand up, isn't it? And
So
do that.
Sue, the aim or the mission of the game, it's just something to lighten up the mood. So
Yes.
it's basically what we're gonna give you is we're gonna give you a topic. Since you're a well-known beauty queen and you've done a lot of print ad and ramp modeling. So what we're gonna do is just an exercise, modeling exercise, wherein we will feature you in a cover of a magazine. And this magazine, like mentioned by my beautiful queen here, is the Jedi magazine. So I'll give you the
Queen of
floor,
the Jedi.
and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count 1 to 3. Give me the first pose, and then I'll say go. Give me the second pose and the third pose. Okay? We will participate as well.
It is fun. Huh?
Okay, first one, go ahead and stand up, my queen. You are the cover of Jedi magazine. Give me your first pose.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
And the second pose. And the third pose.
Woohoo! Wow.
Beauty queen, a Jedi with grace.
amazing.
All right?
Thank
Now
you
I would
so
like to
much.
challenge Tootsie. We're gonna, give them the same challenge. Go ahead, sit down, my love.
Challenge.
I'm gonna stay seated
And
this time.
I am going to ask you to do 50 Shades of Grey.
Pose?
You can make it 100
The first
shades.
pose?
Yes,
Yeah.
first pose.
1, 2, 3, change. 1, 2, 3, change. You know what? She's still very poised under the circumstances. Well, of course, you know what? The queen of all queens won't, happen to, of course, she has to also do the challenge.
Yes.
Really? I thought I was exempt.
I'm gonna challenge you.
No, you don't get
You know
away
what,
with
my
that.
sissy queen. I'm gonna challenge you 3 poses of a mermaid.
Mermaid Queen.
Yes.
Your mermaid
mermaid.
magazine cover.
Alright, what am I going to
First,
First.
3, 2, 1, second pose. 3,
God,
2,
mermaid.
1, and and then the third one. That's it. Oh, isn't she amazing?
Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I thought
No,
we're
no, no, you can't get away. Yeah, you're not gonna get
What was his challenge?
nothing.
Yeah, his
No,
challenge.
he's got a challenge, don't worry.
Oh, why don't we give him a Playboy?
Oh, yes.
No, yes. You know what?
Playboy.
You are. It's a magic mic challenge. So
Magic
you
mic
are very smart.
Jojo.
First
Magic
pose?
mic.
All right.
Pose.
Ding, 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 ding. Second pose.
Second pose.
Ride it, my pony. Ooh, magic mic.
What?
My pony.
My saddle.
That's it.
is
That's all you're gonna get from me.
ready.
Well, you know what, guys? It's
is
such been a
fun.
fun show. It's such been a very, very interesting show. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Jojo Sebastian,
Tootsie Aceron.
And Mirror Salute.
and we would like to thank our first guest, Miss Sue Turner.
Beautiful Sue Turner.
And again, this is Two Queens and a King here at TV1 Australia. See you again.
Thank you.